We don't need to listen to this one.
Okay, so yeah.
Do you want to start it off? Because I keep starting it off.
I already produced this song and screwed it all up.
For eagle-eyed Cutflowers fans, this song has been released before.
Yeah, I remember sitting in Wales on my bed, just like making drums and being like, this sounds clean, right? This sounds clean. Like, I was so obsessed over everything sounding so clean, and then you listen to the whole thing and it sounds so bad. And then when we started making the album, when we all moved to Brighton in 2022, late 2022, it was apparent to all of us that we needed to reproduce this. And Max sort of took parts of our old production, cleaned them up really well, and just made it into a proper song.
I think we're allowed to reference Sapienza. Shall I talk about Sapienza?
Yep.
Should I? Okay, well, I'm getting the green light to reference
It's
Sapienza.
so important. Yeah, it's law.
When I was travelling down to Wales, because this is where the Tufnells lived, and we were going to start working on In Your Love, I needed a reference for, like, any kind of reference for how it was going to sound. And the only thing I could think of was this level in a video game
Called Hitman.
And the level was in Sapienza, which is I don't know if it's made up. I think it's a made-up town in Italy.
It's made up.
Yeah, it's made up. It's not real. And instead of like doing any of the objectives, I made them play the level by just like sitting by the water and listening to the ambience and looking at all the
lights,
the pretty lights
and the hills.
But it was a good springboard to like, hey, this is a way to get us more interested in the song than just like a pop song.
I think that's about it for In Your Love, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it for In Your Love. We don't need to play the next one.
Moonlit.
We know what it is. Fantastic.
This one is called Moonlit, and it's my favourite on the album. It's joint favourite with another song. Every sentence I start with is like, this was the first song that...
This was the first of something.
This was the first song where when we started... It was the first song that made us a band and not just some kids playing music.
Moonlit, when I think about it, it's like all the beginning stuff when we were in school and when it was coming together, when we were in school together. So I was sat in history class next to my boy and he was drawing 21 Pilots symbols all in my book. I was trying to concentrate. We wouldn't stop talking about 21 Pilots. And 21 Pilots, every sort of album that they do, they've got one ukulele song. So Kai, next time you come around our house, bring a ukulele and have ukulele chords ready so that we can get on with making this song. And Kai was like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever.
And I had a ukulele at home, so I tried doing some chords and nothing really came out. It was all very, a ukulele song kind of chords.
One important thing about what I was doing is I'd recently bought this drum machine, right? And I had uploaded all these sounds, but completely wrong. So when I went to upload a kick drum, it basically exploded within inside the drum machine and created this big sub sound, right? It was like, boom, like that.
I turned up to the session, and like how every musician says, oh, it just happened. It just did. Like, George told me to start playing some chords, and those chords were the first ones I played, like, completely, fully formed.
Then on top of that, the riff.
Yeah, the riff.
Same thing. I just found the note, the key,
Yeah.
And then I bent it, and then I made a shape.
And Kai started playing his chords that he said he made. Max played his riff, and then I just hit what was meant to be a kick drum, and it turned into this big explosion of sound, which is what you hear today. Ukulele, guitar, and sub.
Anyway, yeah, Moonlit was all a kind of a cool accident. But the other thing with Moonlit was it was the first song we ever tried to produce, and that's when we first realized that, oh my god, we can't make music. This is going to be like a whole thing. So let's play the first demo of Moonlit, like now. So you see what I mean. So that was really upsetting.
A good way to think about it is when a good song like starts, 50% of the stuff that is good is there, and you get that in like one session, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And then the next 50% takes like
You just drag it.
months, years, however long, and that's kind of how all of the songs were. But most obviously on Moonlit, I think.